Welcome back to the show. Getting kids ready for the school year is always challenging, no matter what year. Then throw in 2020. Well, haircuts still, though, can be an issue for some families. So we decided to call in one of our friends, Erica Erwin, to help us out, give us some tips. Erica, how are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I am well. I'm glad we're talking about this because I feel like this is kind of normally this would have been a conversation in everyone's forefront of mind, those back to school haircuts. People aren't thinking about that. People more thinking about like the masks. So we'll get to that in a second. But what can parents do? We've only got a few days left for people, say in Hillsborough County especially. What can people do to prepare when it comes to those kids' haircuts?
Well, first and foremost, you want to come in to your local Supercuts, see your local stylist, get your kid a good fresh haircut every school year. You should start with a fresh haircut. While you're here, you can also pick up the products that your kids are going to need. You can pick up your moisture mist, your leave-in conditioners, your pomades and gels for your little boys, things like that.
Let's talk about getting girls ready for school. I'm now doing a lot of braids on my daughter, who's a toddler, and I know this is going to be a part of my life for many years, God willing. What are some tips for girls?
So for girls, the night before, if their hair is a little moist, you can braid their hair and just have them sleep on it. And then when they wake up in the morning, they're left with these pretty tassels or pretty waves. You can always amplify that with like a curl definer mist. Or if they wake up in the morning and their hair is dry, you can do a braid straight down the back of their head. You can do something that comes around the side. You can use pins and clips to kind of keep the hair out of their face because these masks are a struggle. And you could always just do a messy bun. Those are always simple, easy, and cute.
I'm glad you do bring up the mask there because it's like we're already kind of fidgeting and worrying about that. You don't want, girls especially to be fidgeting with their hair too. That's a really good point.
Thanks.
So let's talk about, though, when it comes to guys styling. I see you've got a model. We can't help but bring him in here.
This is the son of a client of mine. And for boys, styling products are going to be your best bet. You need your gels, your pomades, your stuff like that. Styling for boys is super simple. Right now we're seeing this trend of shorter on the sides, longer on the top. So it's real easy for them. You either need a good moisture mist if their hair is feeling a little bit dry or just a water bottle. I like to put some tea tree oil in mine because it's an antiseptic and antibacterial. So really, just a couple of sprays, not much. And he's got a cowlick in the front too. So comb until it's a little damp, and then you want to take your product. Using a pomade on his hair to give him a nice hold so that cowlick doesn't fall down. Another professional tip for these pucks, if you use a popsicle stick to get your product out, it won't get the inside of your puck all messy. And I like to get it on my fingers really well. Your fingers do most of the work. And it's okay to pull a little bit. Ooh, there goes my mask. It's okay to pull a little. And then take your comb, get it where you want it. That cute little cowlick is sticking up. I love that look. You could use a blow dryer to dry this, but you don't really need to because it will dry in about 3 to 5 minutes. And he's done for the day. His cowlick in the back won't fall down. His one in the front won't fall down. Super simple.
So, of course, guys, might not necessarily have to worry about the hair getting caught in the mask. What are some tips when it comes to masks that parents maybe need to keep in mind this year versus years past?
So the mask thing is difficult, especially for kids that are like under the age of 10, because their faces are so small. So what I like to do, I'm going to put some hand sanitizer on first before I go touching your face. There's a trick I like to do where, I'm going to turn you a little bit so we can see your ear. If you take the mask and pinch it right here and start twisting with your finger and make that loop, you can loop it around their ear. I feel like I'm hurting you. And it will actually go tighter around their face.
Okay.
So for little ones, sorry, I know you're not under the age of 10. For little ones, that's a really good way. Also, space buns in the back. I've seen so many posts on Facebook and YouTube with these little girls in their space buns, and they take their ear loops and loop them back behind their space buns. So,
Okay, space buns, you mean like, I'm thinking like Leia look.
yeah, kind of, but more back behind the ear.
Those are space buns.
You'd want to go about right here and make your bun. And you can do that on little girls that have super short hair too. Doesn't take much hair to make a little space bun back there.
Little space. I like this. Erica, thank you. These are, again, things that sometimes have kind of gone by the wayside in this year, but it's still always important to talk about those back to school haircuts. We appreciate you joining us today.
Thank you so much for having me.
Take care and hope everyone has a good back to school beginning of the school year. Take care.
You do the same. Thank you. Bye-bye.